Crypto.com, CRO holders, we got a video for you guys. So we just got the filing for the Cronos CRO ETF. Now I'm going to give you guys my opinion on where I think CRO is headed here and talk about Bitcoin as well, because the market is quite volatile right now. We came up to 112,000. Now we're back down to about 104, 105,000. We did a wick all the way down to 102K, and we're going to be talking about that, where I think we're going to be head here. So without further ado, welcome back to Crypto Report. I'm Black C. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Let's hop into this video. All right, guys, we're going to start off here on crypto Twitter. You can follow me at 333 Black C. I say, CRO holders, we have just seen the CRO ETF filing. I expect many more Cronos ETFs incoming. This is bullish for the CRO and the CRO fam. Will this take us to $1? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think this is all it will take to bring CRO to $1? Is starting to see more and more of these Cronos ETFs come into fruition? Because we've been hearing about them for probably over a year now, that we were going to be seeing a Cronos ETF, and now we're seeing filings. And, this is somewhat ahead of schedule. We were expecting these ETFs to be in Q4 2025, and we're seeing them play out, and, well, we're just officially today into Q3. I do think that this is really bullish for Cronos, and I think this is really bullish for the entire crypto space. The more ETFs, the more crypto ETFs we see, I think it legitimizes the space more and more. A little interesting tidbit I want to add about this filing is Crypto.com was mentioned over 10 times in the filing of the Cronos CRO ETF. Now, it's quite fascinating to me, because we hear a lot about Crypto.com and Cronos Labs being separate entities, and they are separate entities. But throughout the filing of this, we're seeing Crypto.com being inside of the filing of the Cronos CRO ETF. Make of that what you will, but I'm bullish on it, and I do expect this to increase the price of Cronos. So looking at CRO right now, we are at a very interesting point here. So we are above a very important price level of about 10 cents. And in my opinion, trading above this blue line here is quite important. I think that this is somewhat really where we're closing out. If we can close really above, like, say, 0.1070, which is where we're trading at. We were trading at about, like, I don't know, 2-3 minutes ago. I think that that's a very important price level to be closing above, because that will really be really start to create the momentum to bring us to 12 cents. And I think that 12 cents, between 12 and 10 cents, we could chop around here for a little while, especially with where we're headed here with the crypto space, with Bitcoin. I think that Bitcoin is in somewhat of a precarious position here. We're moving into June, July, August, which usually tends to be somewhat of a sluggish quarter, sluggish time frame for crypto. So I'm well aware of that, and I am. And now, of course, just because that is what tends to happen, and it's notorious for being a sluggish time, does not mean that it will happen, okay? All you have are these data points from past events, and that's all you have. You have to draw data from that. And just because price happens in past events does not mean that it has to happen in future events, okay, guys? I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys what I think is happening in this market, and I put my money where my mouth is. And what am I doing right now? I am looking for a move to the upside for CRO. I am expecting, as long as we hold above 10 cents, for probably a bounce and probably a test of 12 cents leading into Q4 2025. Now, Q3 can be a lot of sideways price action. I believe that probably will play out, I did open a little bit of a trade here, a CRO trade, and I'm shorting right now. Just a little short. It's only a $100 trade. 20x long, or 20x short, I should say. And now listen, guys, I'm bullish on CRO. I have my pieces of information about Crypto.com that I hem and haw about, like the 70 billion minting of coins, but I do think that Crypto.com is here to stay. I think it's a titan in the industry, and I think that it will succeed, and it will bring CRO up with it. Now, what do I do in this crypto space? I am a Bitcoin investor, and I am an altcoin trader. So what am I going to do when I think the market is sluggish and probably going to see a little bit of bearish price action? Guys, I'm going to short. I'm going to profit off that, and I'm going to create more crypto that way. I'm going to capitalize on the moves to the downside, capitalize on the moves to the upside, because right now I do believe that we are in phase 4 of this crypto bull market, and phase 4 is the most trappy, the most volatile, but also has the most gains. Okay, you can obtain the most gains if you can weasel your way through the volatile, trappy price action, okay? Like this trade right now, it's negative right now. I think that it probably will see a bounce. I think that we're going to, well, I should say, I'll see the trade make positive gains here in the short term, but this is a quick high leverage scalping. I'm not going to hold this open for more than 24 hours. So I'll post on my page at 333 Black Sea when I close it, and you guys can see if I was profitable or not. But based on what CROcoin's doing right now, I expect like a little bit of selling off here in the hour, 5-minute time frame. Like I expect a little bit further of a breakdown, maybe to like 10 cents, maybe testing 9 point, like barely breaking 10 cents. It's tough to say because you're talking about 4 decimal points, but I'm talking like 0.0999. I think that that's a appropriate level to be looking at, somewhere around like right about there. I think that's possible to see that play out over the next couple hours, but I'm going to set my stop loss. If we come down and bounce off of, say, like 0.1024 and bounce off that, I'll probably stop my trade. I'll probably say, okay, I'll profit off of that and I'll close the trade. But guys, this market into the summer, not only in the crypto space, inside of the traditional market, usually the summer, sell in May, walk away. The big money steps away for a little while. They go touch grass. They go hang out with friends and family. So I'm keeping a very close eye on this trade. I do expect a little bit of a breakdown here, but guys, I do expect a big bounce into Q4 2025. If you do want to trade as well, check out in the description box below or pin comment down below. We have a $5,000 sign-in bonus to Blowfin. All you have to do is click that link, deposit trade a little bit, and take advantage of those promotions, guys. Because there's a promotion they're doing right now where the more you trade, you can get a $30,000 Tesla Model 3 just from trading volume. It's not like a raffle or anything like that. You just trade and you get these rewards. So you got to take advantage of it, especially when the market is hot and when there's volatility. Because when there's volatility, you can get some really nice swing longs and you can catch some runners, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. So looking at Cronos right now, we're at rank 35, up about 7.85% in the past 7 days, up about 1.11% in the past 24 hours. Mainly this is due to the announcement of the filing of the ETF. I love to see that. And guys, I do think that these ETFs are very bullish. I think that it's nice to see the roadmap actually come into fruition. They're actually not just saying things and just hyping it up. They're actually making it happen. They're saying, we're going to do this, and we did it. We're going to do that, and we did that. I like to see that a lot. We're seeing a $2.76 billion market cap. And guys, I do want to say also, keep in mind, we are getting 1.22 billion CRO added to the supply every single month. So be prepared for a little bit of sell pressure, but in my opinion, that's not that significant as long as they're paying those coins, spending those coins on promoting Cronos, because I think that's really what you need to drive more builders to the chain is more marketing, guys. So looking at the overall market, right? Bitcoin's trading at 105,000, up about 1.02%. Bitcoin dominance 63.66%, excluding stablecoins 65.66%. Okay? Bitcoin, all eyes are on Bitcoin right now because a lot of people got really spooked out by this. We came up and we were about to we did break all-time highs, but it was nothing significant. A lot of people are saying, oh no, double top. The double top is in, we're coming down, we're crashing to 70,000 again. I think that I'm not willing to say that until we see true confirmations. And true confirmations, my first target would be breaking below 100,000 and closing below 100,000 on Bitcoin. And even then, really my line in the sand here is like 94,000, breaking below 94,000. We could come down to 94K. I think that's absolutely fine. You know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be buying so much freaking Bitcoin if that happens. But I do think that when you're talking about the bullish structure breaking, you really should be looking at 94,000 and 88K. These were both the levels that we were looking at when we were below it. I was saying, come break above 88,000, we're probably getting ready to test new all-time highs. And what happened? Exactly as I predicted, we came and tested new all-time highs. So a lot of people are spooked out. A lot of people are thinking, okay, well, the double top is in, we're going to zero. I'm not going to buy that yet. I'm not going to buy that until I see confirmations. I think that 100,000, we hold 100,000. Maybe we do chop around in here for a couple months leading into September. September is a very, very important time, in my opinion, moving into Q4 2025. That should be when we see the largest altcoin season and the largest parabolic move to the upside. That's kind of when the fat lady is singing, right? Like that is the end of the 4-year cycle, if you will, for the bull market is Q4 2025. Moving into 2026, that'll be a different video, because if we start to see price action in 2026 making new highs deep into 2026, then I would say the 4-year cycle is probably broken, that finally all this adoption from institutions has shifted that needle over from the 4-year cycle, and now we're into something new. But until we get there, until that fat lady sings, I'm going to say Q4 2025 is when we should be seeing big price moves. All right, guys. Now, if you like this type of content, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel right now. Are you bullish on CROcoin? Do you think these ETFs are going to send CROcoin to $1, or is it a nothing burger? Personally, I believe that it's very bullish. I like to see the green light, if you will. The more adoption of crypto, really the more ETFs you see in the space, the better for CROcoin, the better for crypto in general. But that's all I got, guys. Let me know if I'm crazy for shorting CRO in the short term. It's a short, guys. I'm not trying to keep this open for a long time. I like to do these high leverage scalps to take advantage of this volatility. And other than that, like larger trades, right now, I'm sitting on my hands. I think that June and July is going to be somewhat quiet-ish, especially based on this price action right now. But we're going to have to see. All it takes is a little bit of tariff talk, tariffs to disappear, or tariffs to come to see some big volatility. So I'm going to be paying very close attention to that. That's all I got, guys. I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.